Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Flix here, and in today's video it's just gonna be me going over my settings, me showing you what I use, and hopefully this will help you out if you're searching for some settings to use. Maybe you're not too happy with what you've been using or the results from the settings you've chosen. Personally, I think the settings I use are pretty good. There's not very many things wrong with them. Now, something to keep in mind is that I don't play claw and I don't use paddles. So I'm just your standard player, and if you are someone who is like me, then I think these settings will really help you guys out. Now, I'm not going to go over my colorblind sense, my sensitivity, anything like that. I'm not going over any of that. I'm just going over my button layouts and what I have using, or what I have been using recently for probably the past, I want to say, 2 months. I've changed them around just a tiny bit, just kind of fine-tune them a little bit, but basically I've been using these for a while, and I think that they're some of the best settings you can possibly use for a non-claw, non-paddle using person. There's two things that I can suggest that I don't go over in this video, that if you really want to try it, then try it for sure, because it's definitely going to help you out. And that's going to be using a R3 or L3 button to jump. Now, personally, I can't get used to that myself. It's too hard for me. It's just something that my brain can't get in its head, that like, hey, you're jumping with R3 now. But trust me, guys, if you can get used to it, do it. You'll never ever have to take your fingers off your L3 or R3, and it's worth it, trust me. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now and let past me talk and explain what you should do. Peace. So first things first, the very first thing you want to think about is your building, or your switch mode, and your editing should not be like this, where it says switch mode / edit. You want those separate. You don't want your edit button to be on the same mode that you use to pull out your builds. And the reason for that is because there's a delay time to hold down the button before you can edit. You don't want that. That's going to slow your edits down a lot. Now, if you don't have any idea what button you should use for your edit button, I would suggest either L3 or R3. And there's two reasons for this. First reason is because it's not a button that is uncomfortable to use, and the more important reason, your thumb never has to come off of your thumbstick, either thumbstick. Okay, so you can, for one, you can edit, right, without ever leaving. Those are pretty terrible edits, but you get the gist. My thumb never came off of my aim, my R3. That's what I used to aim with. I'm sure most of you do that. Alright, see, I mean, they're pretty quick edits, so you get the idea. R3 to edit. Right? Now you're probably wondering how you get your resets so fast, and I'm gonna get into that right now. So first things first, same idea. You don't ever want to have to remove your thumb from your R3 or your L3. You don't want to remove your thumb from your analog stick. You want to be able to walk around and aim all the same time as you aiming. So the only ways to do that is by using your triggers, because you already have your analog sticks to confirm or to edit. Now you can use reset to you can use the same button you used to edit to also reset. I don't personally do that, but I know people do that, and I think it's also a very good way. It's quick. One of my friends told me about that a couple days ago. He found out that you could do that. Now, I think if I was just starting to learn a new layout for my controller, new button layout, I probably would be using this same edit button as my reset button, but since I'm already used to using these are good enough for me. Now, I personally think these are quicker than using the same button to reset. However, that's only if you have 2 fingers on your triggers. So on each side you have 2 fingers. A lot of people don't play like that. I personally do that only when I'm editing. So I use my middle finger as R2, my index finger is R1, and on my left hand I'm only using 1 finger. That might sound really weird to you, but if you can get used to that and you can get the muscle memory down, it's going to be the fastest way to edit using your triggers, which personally I think is one of the fastest way to edit on console, unless you play claw or unless you have paddles, but you're not watching this video if you have paddles or claw. So let's go through why I picked these specific buttons for each option or each function. Reset on R1. So what that does is, so R1 is what you use to swap your weapons, right? R2 is what you use to shoot, and L1 is what you use, or I mean L2 is what you use to aim, and L1 is what you use to swap weapons also. So the reason why R1 is my reset button is because whenever I had it on R2, I go to reset real quick and I would accidentally shoot, and that could cause multiple problems. One, if the wall was low, I'm right here, and I'm right here to reset it. Now I'm completely unprotected. You know, it's not a good ending. So with R1, if I choke my edit or I choke my reset, all I'm doing is swapping a weapon instead. See? And of course, when you're selecting it, you can run into that same problem. But I generally don't have that big of issue when I'm going to edit, and that's because in my mind, in my muscle memory and in my mind, I'm using the same button or the same thumb in the same, basically the same button. Like it's not really a button. Your L3, or I mean your R stick and your R3 are 2 different things, but in the like gist of it, they're basically the same button. So I'm using that to push it down to select it, and I'm moving it around, you know, to edit it. So before I'm pressing either of my triggers, I'm usually moving this around, you know. So that leads me to the last part, which is the confirm. Now, a lot of people used to have their confirm as the same, I think the same button as their edit button. I'm not positive, but I think that's what it is. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I played on default settings, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But either way, I know it wasn't a trigger button. And the reason why I think it should be a trigger button is for the same reason again. If it's not, you would have to remove your thumb from the analog sticks, and that's a no-no for multiple reasons. One reason is, say there's a guy right here, say this cone is a dude, right? I go to edit, my thumb never left the analog stick, you know what I'm saying? Now if I go to edit, say with something like triangle, I hit triangle, I open it up, and I have to move my thumb back to my analog stick before I get to shoot. Now obviously it's pretty quick and it's in fast motion, and usually before most people confirm, their thumb's already moving back to their analog stick, but you still have to gather your analog stick, get a grip on it, just trust me when I say it's really helpful to be able to aim and edit at the same time. And also, another reason, you have to aim, you have to move your stick around to select squares on an edit. So if you never have to move it back and forth, which it doesn't help that I'm terrible at editing, but if you never have to move your thumb from, say, circle back to your analog stick, your edits can get a lot faster. But I'm bad at editing, so it's not really a great example, but you get the idea. Think of a bot being able to edit like that, which is a decent level of editing, in my opinion. It might not be to you, but to me, for a controller player, editing like that is pretty decent. It's definitely not at a pro level, but it is pretty good. So, take my word for it, don't take my word for it, I don't really care. But I will say that it should probably help you guys out. So that's going to be it for me. And before I go, I do want to let you guys know that I do stream kind of randomly, not completely randomly, but kind of randomly, and I don't upload that often. So if you'd like to come to my streams, come hang out, come chill, I usually do it on Twitch, but recently I've been doing it on YouTube only because I am affiliate on Twitch, but I haven't gotten my affiliate badge yet. So I have to wait for Twitch to verify that before I continue to stream, because I don't want to risk dropping below the stats I need for affiliate, because I was like right there, like literally barely made affiliate. So I don't want to risk giving that up. So I've been streaming on YouTube, and if you guys want to be notified whenever I do stream, you could subscribe and turn on notifications. If not, I get it, trust me, I'm not telling you you have to, but yeah, if you turn on notifications, I don't upload maybe but like once a week. It'll only tell you whenever I go live or whenever I upload, so you'll get about 3 notifications a week, no big deal. Now, and once again, if you don't want to, trust me, I get it. There's plenty of YouTubers that ask for your subscription, or ask me for their subscription, and I get annoyed because I'm like, bruh. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna shut up now in the video, and hopefully you guys learned something from this, and if you did, go ahead and drop a like. Peace.
piece of shit that killed me. Good shit, bro. Good fucking shit, bro. Damn, he had no shot. Cut that off. Yikes.